There's a Tudor timber-framed house in Southampton that's over 500 years old and still standing. There are Victorian brick terraces well past their 150th birthday, still fully lived in. So when someone tells you brick automatically outlasts timber frame, it's worth asking, is that actually true, or is it just what we've always assumed? Today we're putting timber frame and brick and block head to head, on lifespan specifically, and looking at what really determines how long a building lasts. Let's start with the numbers most commonly quoted in the industry. Brick and block construction is typically rated at somewhere between 100 and 150 years. Modern engineered timber frame is usually rated at 80 to 120 years when it's detailed correctly. On paper, that gives brick a modest edge, and most guides will tell you exactly that, a slight advantage for masonry. But notice the overlap. A well-built timber frame at the top of its range can outlast a poorly detailed brick building at the bottom of its range. The headline numbers are a starting point, not the whole story. Brick's reputation is earned. It's solid, it resists weather and fire extremely well, and it doesn't invite pest damage the way untreated timber can. It needs almost no maintenance to keep performing for decades. And critically, we have direct evidence, actual buildings, still standing, still in use, well past a century old. That's not a projection. That's a track record. Here's the part a lot of people miss. When we talk about timber frame today, we're not talking about exposed, untreated wood sitting in the rain. The structural timber is fully encased, wrapped in vapor control layers, insulation, and cladding, so it's never in direct contact with the weather. Old timber buildings that failed generally failed because of damp getting in and staying in. Modern construction solves exactly that problem with proper detailing. Get the vapor control layer right, and the risk of rot becomes minimal. Off-site manufacturing also helps. Panels are built to tight tolerances in a factory, which cuts out a lot of the human error that can shorten a building's life. In both cases, the material itself is rarely the actual point of failure, the detailing is. Brick walls don't fail because brick wears out, they fail when moisture gets behind the brickwork, when frost damages poorly fired brick, or when foundations move and crack the structure. Timber frames don't fail because timber rots on its own, they fail when a vapor control layer is installed badly, when cladding is left unmaintained and lets water track back into the frame, or when junctions around windows and roofs aren't sealed properly. So the honest answer to which lasts longer isn't really about the material. It's about the quality of the build. Both methods are fully mortgageable on every UK high street lender, and both are treated by insurers as long-term, durable construction. So this isn't a case of one being a safe bet and the other being risky. It's a case of build quality mattering more than build method. If you want genuine longevity from either one, the same three things matter: correct detailing at every junction, proper moisture management, and basic ongoing maintenance, checking cladding, checking pointing, not ignoring small issues until they become big ones. So, which lasts longer? On the industry averages, brick and block has a modest edge, roughly 20 to 30 extra years on paper. But a well-detailed timber frame, properly maintained, can comfortably outlast a poorly built brick structure. The material sets the ceiling. The build quality decides whether you actually get there. If you're weighing up timber frame against brick and block for your own project, that's a conversation worth having properly, because the right answer depends on your site, your budget, and your priorities, not just a general rule of thumb. Get in touch with Mica Construction and we'll talk you through it honestly. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.